Oh. I said I'd think about it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, uh-oh. It's
I
funny,
was
I don't
muted the whole time. That's crazy. Yo. Nah, you weren't tripping. What's happening, Goldberg? I appreciate you being here, boss. Bro, like, I had this dope intro. We was talking shit already. Like, god damn it.
Amazing. That
Hold
was
on.
amazing.
Hold on. We're gonna try
Oh
this
goodness,
again.
are you about to just
Just
rewind real quick?
rewind.
These messages will be right back.
So understand. WWE is and I think I said this on the first show too. WWE is a welcome to Square Conversations, episode 7. We are past the halfway mark. I am your host, Creole King Kenny, joined by everybody's favorite. I even asked him to be a permanent part of the show. He told me no.
I said I'd think about it.
Your friend Yates.
I gotta think about it. Talk to my agent, make sure I'm actually free.
Yates, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I am doing good. Ugh. I'm actually switching between two different energy drinks right now. So,
Two
I'm
different energy drinks.
well, they're Walmart water flavor
Your
packets
agent
that
just said
have
you were free.
caffeine.
What's going on, Tony? I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being
They got
here.
caffeine in them. One of them's a watermelon, and the other is a mango something. And I felt like mixing up the flavors today.
Oof. Well, I got some horror stories about energy drinks, buddy. Like my
Oh, I don't drink them that
they
often.
sent my brother to the hospital the hard way.
Oh no.
Like you could literally see his heart beating through his chest.
Oh
It was that
yikes.
bad.
Yeah, I don't do them that often. And usually they're like the sugar free. I mean, they're specifically the sugar free flavors.
I
So,
mean, in all fairness, he was doing 5 hour energies, monsters,
oh no.
and um, 5 hour energies, monsters, coffee, and
Oh no, I can't do all of
a
that.
supplement of some sort, something like that. But he was doing that all in the course of a day. So yeah, of course
Yikes.
you're you're gonna be kind of screwed up after that.
Oh no, this is the only caffeine I've had all day. Is these two, like, and they're mixed with like a lot of water.
You're not lying, Colbert. You're not lying at all,
I
Cole. Like
don't like the
Monster
taste of Monster
and
Energy.
is too
I'm a Red
much.
Bull person.
Well, he was doing Red Bulls too.
Oh no, no.
So basically, what it boils down to, any liquid that he
He
had to
had
drink.
way too many caffeinated beverages
Right,
at a
right,
time.
right.
And
So
I'm actually tempted to add more water to these when they get halfway empty. That's not nice.
hey. That's not nice. Yeah, it wasn't. I'm glad you knew what brother I was talking about. I'm glad you knew what brother I was talking about, because help his soul. I just got off the phone with him too. I forgot to tell him that his character was doing so well. Yeah, they are undefeated,
Undefeated and tag
undefeated.
team champs.
But it's not him that act like they full of Red Bull. That goddamn Allen. That's not even the section of the goddamn show we in right now. But Jesus,
It's because of my squirrel brain. My squirrel brain has caused this show to go off the rails already.
let me tell you, Allen Allen is a problem.
No,
We
he's
knew he
not.
was gonna be a problem.
Not at
Nuke
all.
seems to be the balance to that equation, and they work very well together. And I mean, you see it, like, you know what I mean. Like, they took down. They took they
Let me cut one of those
they're
lights
they're,
off.
they're nasty together. It's a hell of a combination. I'm proud of them both. Um, I think we just start today's show with like the biggest news. The biggest news right now, outside of the ring, is um, Sami Zayn, being Syrian, is going to get to go to um, is actually going to uh, uh, Saudi Arabia. So, like, that's a miracle all in itself.
I'm very surprised because I know that the whole reason Kevin Owens wasn't going is because original, like, in the past was because Sammy, you know, couldn't go or whatever,
Right.
or wasn't going, and Kevin was, standing by Sammy. but now they're going and defending their undisputed WWE tag team titles. That's how much are they paying him? Because I would not want to go unless it was a hefty payday.
Yeah, it it's a touchy subject, right? Because
Yeah.
he couldn't go because of the strain between um, Syrians
Hmm.
um, and that country. So like it's nice to see the differences get put set aside and
All
the
in the name of sports entertainment.
right all in the name of sports entertainment. All in the name of sports entertainment. Let's see. What I'm trying to look for is
Yeah, I'm looking through the note. So I was looking at your first set of notes about him being actually going,
right, but
and then
what I don't see is how I don't think it tells us um, how they were able to get it done.
yeah, it
But I
doesn't
don't. I
say.
guess it technically doesn't matter how they did it. We're getting Sami
It's
Zayn and
yeah,
KO together.
which that's incredible, and I'm excited for Saturday. Shockingly,
There are a few
normally I'm
things.
not.
There are a few things on Saturday's show that I'm excited about. Um, the KO and Sami Zayn of it all is just one of them. Uh, Paul Heyman, Jesus Christ. I say it all the time. Best to ever do it. You.
I need to study. I need to study. I need to study him. I need to study him, take lots of notes, and then probably plagiarize one or two of his promos.
The man could open up a promo school if he wanted.
Oh, and I would happily pay. Well, I'm broke, so I wouldn't be able to pay, but if I had money, I would happily pay to go to his school if he opened one. Like I said, I need to, just find a playlist of all of his like best promos. It's probably like 200 videos.
Oh, so okay, all right. So the story is that Saudi Arabia decided to continue their diplomatic mission in Syria.
Mm, okay.
After the war broke out in 2011, this is the first time the two countries are working together, which is a beautiful thing. Uh, also, uh,
Yeah, I see in the
this yeah
notes there
it
like
it
three
occurred
different
apparently
articles.
2 days after Syria was readmitted to the Arab League in Cairo.
Oh wow.
Um, the relations between the two nations have improved. We love to see it.
Hey, that's a
We
win.
we
It
love to see it.
like
We
we
definitely
get
love
we
to
get
see
more
it.
Sami Zayn, more Kevin Owens in the ring. I'm happy. Even though I don't really pay attention to the men's side of the wrestling, uh, I'm happy for
We're
them.
gonna talk about women's wrestling because
I mean,
there's some stuff that
I'll
there's
be
some
honest,
thoughts that I have.
I haven't been paying attention for the past. I was on vacation 2 weeks ago, and like I watched like no wrestling that entire week. And I'm like, I am so far behind on everything and trying to catch up on things. And it's like, yikes, I missed a
Right.
lot. Like, I missed Backlash and then the week. of like the week after Backlash, I missed everything. And what's even more insane is SmackDown was actually in my town last Friday. This past Friday, it was a double taping,
Oh, geez.
and we didn't go. But like, if we would have gone, we would have skipped out on the second taping.
Yeah, that's wild.
But yeah, so like, spoiler alert, there are, all of the leaks and stuff like that of what happens technically this week on SmackDown going around.
So, which brings me to another point. Another point. The leaks are starting to get out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, whoever is, because now it's almost to the point where um, we know a lot about what's going to happen on the show before the show starts. And it's not because we're guessing, it's because an article was posted that had a leak in it.
Yep. From
And
these quote unquote reporters, they end up still getting it wrong too, which is funny. It's like, you got this insider information, but you're wrong. Or like a fourth of the time they're right, and it's like, okay. So we're supposed to pat you on the back because you got this one right and you spoiled a return? But since, to answer your question, the reason is because of travel stuff. They're going to be traveling to Saudi Arabia Friday, essentially. So they had to do double taping last Friday for this Friday's episode of SmackDown.
Right.
So this Friday's SmackDown's not actually going to be live.
Right. Because if you know anything about the Saudi shows, traveling, there's always some sort of debacle that happens when they travel to Saudi Arabia. There's no time in WWE history where things just went smoothly. Ever going to
Didn't they sit like in the plane for like 5 hours or something?
sat in the plane for 5 hours. The Prince of Saudi Arabia threatened not to let them go home.
While Vince was on a private jet.
Right. Well, Vince and what was it, Brock? I think.
Possibly. Knowing Vince, it was Brock or Roman,
One of them.
like or both of them.
Yeah.
For all we know, like, if you're one of Vince's golden children, you were on his private jet
Right.
going home instead of on the public plane. They probably had to pay for their own tickets because I've heard they have to pay for their own travel a lot of times.
Right. That's why a lot of them carpool and stuff like that.
And like, if they're paying for their own travel, especially the abroad, like the overseas shows, like, what?
I think the only people that don't pay for their own travel are like the top guys, like the people that like
No, take that out of their paychecks too.
like I don't think Roman pays for his own travel.
Of course not.
Which I guess kind of makes sense, but from a
But I
business
mean, without
standpoint,
the
but like
without
fairness
the other
across
people,
the board,
without the other people, you have no show.
well, that's true
Either
too.
way, like, you have your main eventer. That's it. What's he gonna do? Wrestle a 3-hour show by himself?
I do know that a lot of the times Roman, the Uso, like, you know how they talk about,
Oh, they travel together.
you know how they talk about like the jet.
They probably really do.
It actually, there is one. I don't think they use it as much as they say they do, but there is one. Paul Heyman has taken photos and shots
wow.
in said jet. and
Or
posted them
is
on
Paul
Instagram.
or is Paul Heyman like the Instagram influencers and going and renting the jet for the day to take pictures in?
That could be true too, because Paul is a
Because
god when it comes to the look of it all, the feel of it all, any of it. So
that's what some Instagram influencers do
yeah,
is
absolutely.
they will go and rent a seat in a jet just to take pictures
Mm-hmm.
while it's still on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
just to make themselves look better.
Right. It's it's the equivalent of um it's the equivalent of renting a Tesla or renting a
Mm.
car and not driving it because you know you can't drive something like that, but
Yeah.
you
It's for the aesthetic.
right.
Sorry, I got distracted. You got the match from last week going, and Rose just made her entrance, and I'm looking. I'm like, what should I change about her entrance?
Always on the clock. That's why you are the MVP. That's why you are, as Cole put it, the hardest working person in Mount. Um,
Nah,
no,
there are
I
other
even say
people.
that. Like I even
There are there are a few other people who also do a lot of work behind the
what up, Scope?
scenes.
There are a lot of us. We are the many. We are the proud, and we. I'm not discounting what we do. What I am saying is that nobody does as nobody has
I will.
done as much as you have.
I'll talk about the the mouth stuff later.
um,
I've already gotten you off on random tangents already, twice now.
so Nick Khan
Oh boy.
says that he is interested in um, he's interested in the third hour of SmackDown.
No, absolutely not. No,
they're touring around.
no.
They're touring around with. So you remember me talking last show about them saying that they may want to um, have like a more adult third
Hmm.
hour where it's more blood, more brutality, things like that.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
the
I wouldn't
third
mind that.
hour that they want to do, um, they do have a 3 hour. Raw is currently 3 hours. They want to do the
Yeah.
same for SmackDown, and
Nope.
have a more adult. It basically be like back in the day where the show would go off, and then
And
they
the
would
fact that they
do
want to
another.
move it to the fact they want to move it to Amazon, no.
I hadn't even got there yet.
Oops. Oops. I'm just reading and I'm like, oh, well, damn.
Yeah, he.
That's one thing that happens when you share the notes with me. Is I'm like, oh,
But that's
that
good though
happened.
because nothing I say will come as a surprise. You have to actually sign off on it. But yeah, Nick Khan is playing around with the idea of moving things away from Peacock because the Peacock thing was always supposed to be temporary anyway. So they want to move it from Peacock, and they're trying to like vet other places to put it. Nick Khan is thinking no Peacock, no Hulu. Let's do Amazon, which I get it, right? Like I understand it from a business
Because
standpoint.
also to point out, Hulu is going away soon. So if they did, do a deal with Hulu, it would technically be going to Disney Plus.
Wait, Hulu is going away completely?
Supposedly Hulu is going, well, supposedly what is happening is Disney Plus and Hulu are officially merging for the US. And it is
Save
going
me
to
some
be
money,
under
goddammit.
it'll be under one app,
Right.
but you still have to pay for both,
Oh, that's trash.
apparently. And
That's
everybody is
trash.
like, a lot of people are upset about the fact that they're merging, but some other people have been like, well, we don't have Hulu outside of the US. Hulu is a US exclusive thing. So everything that is on Hulu right now is actually on Disney Plus in other countries. So they technically already are merged for other countries.
I thought that was kind of weird that if you notice that some of the things that you normally would watch on Hulu that
Hmm.
doesn't necessarily have to do with Disney, you started seeing in other places.
Yep.
I thought that was weird, but now it does make sense.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not if it's
I don't mind it
if it's
if
done
it wasn't a
correctly,
double charge.
right. Done execution will matter in this situation. So, moving right along, unfortunate news outside the ring. Uh, Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Monet, suffers uh, leg injury at Resurgence. Um, I don't know as of yet what that injury is. I know that from her words, it sounds like it's pretty serious, and she's gonna be taking some time out. Um,
Hmm.
so we'll
So
see.
from everything I've heard, it's an ankle injury.
Okay,
Uh, Supposedly, Tamina was also backstage, and they had to stop her from running down to the ring. Like she actually held, well, supposedly she held herself back from running down to the ring. Like she was backstage at the curtain,
Tamina
waiting for,
Snuka
yes.
in Japan.
I don't. It was in California.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know where the event was.
The event, Resurgence was in California this time. Like it was for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship,
Right.
which
Okay.
was the newest title that they were
Right.
introducing.
Right.
So Tamina was apparently backstage and was like at the curtain waiting for her to get back. Like the guy carried her back. One of the guys carried her back,
Right.
and
Right.
Tamina immediately like took over from like all the reports that I've been reading, which doesn't surprise me because Tamina's the mama bear
Right.
of
She always has
any
been.
locker any locker
Any
room
locker
she's
room she's
in.
in, any company she's with,
I mean, she's still with W.
I mean, she's still
She's
with
still with
WWE, but I'm just
WWE,
saying
but
that like she's always been that.
hmm
Um,
but not to take away from Willow Nightingale winning the New Japan Women's Strong Championship.
uh-huh.
It is unfortunate that Mercedes, got injured, and people are trying to like figure out, was Mercedes supposed to win that title, or was it supposed to always be Willow who won it?
We may never know.
Well, we won't know, and
Because one thing,
quit trying to take like people need to quit trying to take it away from Willow because she is the
right,
champion right now.
and also one thing you can say a lot about Mercedes, but what you can't say is that she doesn't know how to live a gimmick.
Hmm.
So if no matter what the case may be, you will never see it on an interview. Even if she was supposed to win that title, you won't hear it
She
in
won't
the
let it
interview.
show.
Right. You won't hear it in the interview that it was supposed to go any other way.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Apparently, there was a spot. Somebody on Instagram had a video that there was a spot where Willow did her finisher,
Hmm.
and I think Mercedes was supposed to kick out, and the ref like started slow counting or something,
Hmm.
and she finally kicked out, even though like she was injured at that point.
Right.
And then I think she ended up telling the ref like, "Hey, I'm injured. like we gotta finish this. So Willow went and did her finisher again, and finally the ref counted 3.
Hey, the show must go on, and
Yeah.
Mercedes has always been, um,
Let me sit up.
has always been the workhorse. You know.
Yeah.
So, as unpopular as this person may be, you may like him, you may not. He's in the news though.
Who likes this person?
Ryback.
Who likes the both people that are involved in this story? Let's be
But
honest.
it kills me, right? So, Ryback um, basically tells Endeavor to stop Vince McMahon for wrongly filing a cease and desist. But what kills me is like this is a man who he talks he's been talking shit about WWE and Vince and Triple H um, since his release, basically. And
he has not been able to get WWE out of his mouth at
right,
all.
right. You
And also,
but nobody would know the name Ryback if it wasn't for WWE.
exactly. That's like the thing that gets me is he did not have that name before coming to the WWE.
Mm-mm.
He got that name in WWE. WWE has trademarked it.
Mm-hmm.
They own that name. And him trying to legally change his name to Ryback so that he could use it in other places, no. You can't do that.
Well, according to a picture that he put up, he may own the trademark to Ryback, but at the same time, if some kind of way he owns Ryback, he doesn't own the big guy. He doesn't own the names that go along with his character. Neither does he own Feed Me More, which he.
That's the only reason I even liked him is because of that, like, his little the "Feed Me More" catchphrase. Like, that was it. I didn't like him
The reason why we gravitated to him, unfortunately, is because we were missing. We were missing Goldberg. And
see that was before my time.
we were missing Goldberg. We wanted Goldberg, and Ryback was the closest thing to it. So we gravitated to Ryback, hoping that we would get a glimpse of what we knew Goldberg used to be. Now that the Goldberg train is oh shit, we don't want that. We want Ryback to stay where the hell he is too,
or where he's not.
Right, all of that.
Like, reading the tweet, like, the fact that he tagged Elon Musk, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Snapchat in this tweet. Dude, just use your legal name that you have always gone by.
He can't. He can't.
Like, no, I'm saying
all of his money
your-
is tied into Ryback. All of his. He can't book without Ryback, without the big guy, and without Feed Me More. He can't eat in his current lifestyle.
Like, can you not, like, come up with another name and make sure to say formerly known as.
I
Like
mean, what you could do.
that's all you gotta do. Like everybody else in WWE who does not own their WWE names always put a formerly known as
Right.
at the bottom.
I
Like
agree. I
especially if you're
agree.
gonna do if you're doing appearances, they always put your multiple formerly known as names,
Mm-hmm.
or they'll put WWE's blah 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 at the end. Like quit quit trying to go after them for a name that's not yours.
Right.
Like
Absolutely. I agree.
when when you signed that contract and you created that name became WWE's. It's theirs. That's why a lot of wrestlers don't go by their real names
Right.
because they don't want to sign over their legal names to
Mm-hmm.
WWE.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And it's crazy because, like you said, Ryback was a name that he didn't even come up with. It was a name given to him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. It's crazy to me. People are people are going to people. That's what they do. Bad Bunny says that he, he thought he was gonna die in his backlash match, and he was
Really,
prepared to die in his backlash match.
really,
Huh?
really.
Yeah. He says, and I quote, "Yeah, I suffered. I got hurt. My back, my whole body." He said, "I felt like I was gonna die after that match. I really thought I was gonna die, but it's part of it. I was prepared then, and I'm prepared now."
What the actual like? There is. I mean, I haven't seen Backlash yet, so I don't know how crazy the match actually was. But there is no
Bad Bunny went
way.
through a table, the announcer desk.
I mean, so do a lot of people.
No, yeah, wrestlers do, not not
He's been
celebrities.
training.
He's been training, yes.
He's had like 4 matches.
I mean, I still give him credit though, because one, he's not an active part of the roster.
Yeah.
Two, he in that week he did um I think he did the Mets Gala.
Oh
I think
goodness.
I think he did
Okay, so he was
Coachella
busy. He was busy
and he
busy.
did Backlash. I believe all in that same week.
So, I did hear the reason that they weren't the main event, uh, even though people were saying they should have been, because it was Bad Bunny, was because there was a boxer that had a like main event match that night
Mm-hmm.
that Bad Bunny didn't want to
To
take
miss.
his shine away. Like
Oh, okay.
he didn't want people to miss his
Oh, that's
match.
love. That's love.
So like he apparently the decision to not be the main event was Bad Bunny's decision, which is like, was that actually his decision, or did they make him think like did they like
Well, I mean,
potentially make him think that that was his decision?
no, I think that that was his decision, and this is the reason why. Um, the reason why I feel like that was his decision is because Bunny loves sports. Like
Hmm.
you'll catch him at the fights, you'll catch him at the basketball games, you'll catch him like in sports arenas. He just
Ah,
happens to like he's a sports guy.
okay. Yeah, I didn't know that about him. So that I mean that's actually good for him for, saying, "Hey, no, let me step back. I don't want to be the main event because, this guy has a main event fight that I want everybody to see.
Well, that's true.
And I will go back and watch Backlash now since, I missed a lot with that.
Yeah, so we literally are only halfway down with on outside of the ring, and we're almost an hour in. So I'm gonna stop it there, but I do want to uh, give out condolences to Billy Graham. Um, uh, Superstar Billy Graham passed between um, this last show, the last show we had, and this show. I believe it was. Um, uh, I don't have a date on this article that
Hold
I'm
on,
looking at.
I'm real quick looking it up. He passed away on May 17th.
May 7th. Okay.
May 17th.
May 17th. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he
Just
was on life support
just a
for a
few.
while, and
Oh wow.
the doctors wanted to pull him off, but his lady said that she didn't want, you know, he, she, she figured she thought he was gonna pull through, um, but yeah, sepsis and multiple organ failure. So yeah,
Yikes. It's also
condolences
insane
to
to
him.
see. Apparently, he had signed a new, like, he had signed a 5-year Legends contract with WWE back in 2021.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like,
right around the time he started being vocal again on social media. Hmm.
I will be honest. I probably need to look up some of his matches because I do not. I mean, like, he was wrestling way before I paid attention to wrestling.
He's an old guy.
So
Um,
I definitely might need to go back and,
incredible heel.
watch some of his. Ooh.
Incredible heel.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, definitely need to go back and watch some of his matches then. And watch some of his promo work.
let's see. So, SmackDown. The show opened with Roman cutting a promo about his match uh, between Sammy and KO.
He
Um,
should be defending his titles. Let's be real. It's called Night of Champions, and your main champion's not defending his title?
it's it's and I keep saying it. It's because they want him to break Hogan's record. They want him to break Hogan's record. So they're going to do anything and everything in their power to stretch that shit out. This is going to be the
At least let him
most
squash
slow
somebody.
burned story that they have done since probably the Ruthless Aggression era.
Give him actual contenders that make it seem like he's gonna lose the title then. Like,
I agree with that. But who?
have him defend the title, have him show up on a weekly basis instead of having Paul Heyman come out and cut promos about the tribal chief
They're not.
every
They can't
week.
do that at this point. They can't do that because they allowed him to sign a contract that says he didn't have to.
Which is bullshit. It is absolutely nonsense. I think, was that yeah, I was actually trying to adjust my antenna during that. You and Seth Rollins again. Yeah, I mean
So here's why
I
Seth Rollins doesn't get any kudos from me. Seth Rollins doesn't get any kudos from me because he did that interview as if he wasn't the first one to turn. Like, I don't like what the championship has done to him.
uh,
Bro, like,
chair
we
shot heard
remember,
around the world.
right, we remember the shit that you did. like,
I don't know
like,
what you're talking about. Seth did no such thing.
shit,
Seth did not take a
shit.
chair to both Roman and Dean Ambrose. What are you talking about?
Both Roman and Dean Ambrose, right after they collectively won a match, like
Seth would
they were
never.
basically at on the mountaintop, and but it was like, you know what? Nah, fuck y'all.
Yeah, and he said, "No, I'm gonna be at the mountaintop, not us. I'm going to."
Then had nerve enough to say the reason why he wanted to
Uh.
be champion was so that the Shield as a collective could bask in that glory. Like as if you like as if you didn't turn on them.
Nope, nope, that didn't happen. That never happened. Seth Rollins, if very impressed. Seth Rollins, oh goodness.
So I expect
That
Roman
never.
and Solo to lose that match, but
Oh,
the
absolutely.
interesting question is going to be how it happens. And so I wonder if it ends in um, a solo turn at some point.
I think the Usos are gonna end up causing them to lose the match. Like one of, if not both, are going to end up screwing them over because of how Roman has been treating them the past few weeks.
I mean, I expect that too, 100%. I
Yeah.
just, it'll be interesting to see. And
Which,
so,
like, I need the Usos to get their fire back. They lost when they became part of the bloodline. Like, you know, they lost something in them when
mm,
they essentially became Romans, you know.
bitches. You can say it.
I wasn't gonna say
Bitches.
that.
You
Uh.
can say it. I want to hear you say it. You say it on your stream all the time. Bitches.
Yeah, when they became Romans bitches, they lost something in them. They they really lost they lost themselves. They just started doing what Roman wanted them to do.
You know you have a
And
problem. You know you have a problem
yeah.
when the Joker is the one that wants to whoop your ass, and the one that's serious is the one that's backing you down, saying that no, it's
Yeah.
all good. Like they have swapped sides now. Week on a weekly basis, Jimmy looked like he want to beat Roman ass,
Yeah.
and Jay is like, "Nah, fool, chill out." Like, nah, mm-mm,
It's something.
nah. Now, does it make for great TV? Does it make for a great story? Absolutely.
Yeah, it
It
does.
it 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 means that they were able to give us something, even though Sammy is on the opposite side of it. Um, so
It's
I
still
do
funny that Sammy is still the blame behind the dissension of them, and it's like
right. That's weird, bro. Like
he's not even involved with y'all anymore.
right, and now
Y'all are finally like, wait a minute, we're still taking orders from him? Like that's what I feel like. They're finally realizing, wait, we're taking orders instead of thinking for ourselves.
now
Like
the even crazier thing is that um, Roman saying that he had like visibly upset because the Usos came and did what they always do, but he didn't want them to do it because he had something to say to Sammy.
Then communicate that, because from what we're seeing on TV, you're talking to them through Paul Heyman. Like, Paul Heyman is the one who's communicating between between the three of them.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but on the last episode of SmackDown when they were face to face,
Mhm.
they were in a active like promo together, and but it was like the Usos came down to the ring, did what they normally do, interfering and trying to beat people up, and Roman was pissed, and he kept saying like that like Sammy did this and Sammy did that, and I had something I needed to say to him to get off my chest. Dog, y'all been doing this same.
Like, so you're getting mad at your attack dogs for doing
For
their
attacking,
job.
right?
Like, that's insane. You can't get mad at somebody for doing what you've told them to do time after time after time after time. Like,
Right.
that has been their job
Mhm.
to interfere and take out your opponent.
Roman gets mad, tries leaves the ring, shoulder bumps Solo on accident, leaving the ring, and Solo looks like he ready to beat the shit out of.
What did Solo
Roman.
do? Like,
No, Solo looked like he was getting like Solo
oh,
was like.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what did Solo do for Roman to bump him? Like,
Well, it was an accident. He was trying to.
Sure it
He had turned
was.
around and was getting ready to walk out the ring because he was upset at the Usos. And he kind of like
an
bumps.
accident.
Well, it was an accident that was about to get him a well whipped ass. That's for sure.
Finally knocked the tribal chief out of his chair.
Then we had the Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly. While I'm gonna be honest, the gimmick doesn't hit for me, but they had a pretty decent. They had a pretty decent debut match. One of the funniest things in that match
I-
was
Don't like Pretty Deadly. Like, I like them, but at the same time, it's like,
I mean, their in-ring ability is great. Like
I need them to get new gear. That
their
is what I
in-ring
don't like about
ability
them.
is great,
is
but yeah, it doesn't hit for me.
I don't like their gear. Like, it's just, what's with the crop top? Like, it's a crop top with long sleeve, and it's like cropped to here, and it's like, what's the point? What? Just go shirtless. Just go shirtless.
Gotta
like,
show the titties. Gotta show the titties. Titties are everything.
No, don't do that. I don't need pro wrestlers upset at me because of me thinking that their gear is stupid, and then I end up using their gear for for characters.
That's hilarious.
Because I did use their gear for some characters.
That's hilarious. But
But,
yeah,
like,
that Prince acting like he was stuck in the rope, the ref turning around, not seeing, and the ref turning
Oh,
around and not seeing, and
they're doing their job. Stop pushing.
I just want
But,
you to
like,
know,
they're
Yates.
doing their
I just
job
I
as
just
a
want you to
heel.
know, Tony. I had to allow that. That's how crazy that was.
Oh no. Automod was like, no. You're not
Automat
saying
was like,
that.
"No, get that shit out of here."
Great.
So Oscar versus Zelina Vega. where it was pretty visible that Oscar was slowing down for Vega. Like it was like kind of like what we were talking about before, right? Like she's she's getting a kind of a push, but
They're 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 trying to give her more in-ring work so that she can show that she should be in the ring, I
and
feel.
I do believe she'll get there. But
But like they should have did that when she was in NXT.
right, that's my
They
point.
really
That's the
should
point.
have they should have done, you know, they
They
should
should
have
have
had her
done more
wrestle
with
more
her
in NXT
when
when
she
she
had
was with
Malachi by her
Andrade.
side.
That too. But like
Uh,
when she was paired with Andrade when they were down in
that's what
NXT,
I mean.
they
I'm
should
sorry.
have had her.
That's what I was. Yeah, sorry.
But I mean,
That's what I meant.
Malachi was down at NXT at the time too,
Right,
since that's where
but
they
I meant
met.
but I meant Andrade.
Yeah.
That's what she
Oh,
was paired
I
with.
mean, they're both at AEW, so that's why you got them mixed up. They both left WWE.
So we both
But
agree Vega's not ready yet, and
the fact that they actually had her look a little strong against Asuka was interesting to me because like she did like maneuver herself out of the Asuka lock one time to get a what 2 second pin.
a pin that she botched the first time and had to and had to readjust. Let's not forget that. Let's tell the whole story. Context matters.
Yeah.
She
Well,
botched the pin the first time.
I'll be honest. I wasn't paying attention because I was watching it through another stream. Like there was a somebody who was streaming it,
Okay,
and
yeah,
like I was trying to pay attention to it over their commentary, and it's like
yeah.
sometimes when
I
you're
love that
watching a
stream and hate it
streamer,
at the same time.
it's like I want to watch the show
Hmm.
without the extra
Hmm.
commentary, but at the same time, it's
And
like
then a lot of times their
beggars
commentary
can't
is
be
nothing but trolling.
choosers.
They're yeah, I get it.
Beggars can't be choosers when
Yeah.
it comes to trying to find, I know the other night we had to watch it in Spanish for a little while.
Uh, which brings me to this Bianca and the horsewoman problem.
There's a horsewoman problem
Yeah,
that happened. What?
they
What
keep putting her
horsewoman
against
problem?
the horsewomen of WWE. Like it
Oh, yeah.
like we've seen these matches over and over and over.
Hold on, who's she
It's
facing?
wash,
Or
rinse, repeat. Like
who did she face? Or like, are you talking about Bailey, Bailey, uh, Bailey, Becky, and
Bailey, Becky, Charlotte, and
Charlotte?
Asuka.
Oh, okay. You're including Asuka in that one now. Asuka's filled Sasha's spot.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
true.
like we've seen these before, and uh,
They haven't made anybody. They haven't made anybody credible in the women's division to
that's the
seem
problem.
like they could take on one of the solo champions, because they don't do storylines outside of the titles.
That's the problem. That is the problem. They don't they don't give a shit about the women as much as they do the men,
Nope.
and that is the problem. There's no. It's almost as if it's almost like why do we care? You know what I mean? Like you haven't given us a reason to care about anybody outside of these select group of women.
Yeah. Like apparently every week there's a give Dana Brooke a chance hashtag that goes pretty far in the trending on Twitter, or at least for me, it's in the trending, and I don't know if it's because of me, liking women's wrestling, or if it's like an actual trending topic. But like every week there is a when Monday Night Raw is going on, there's a
Mhm.
give Dana Brooke a chance hashtag, which like Emma's now on the same show as her. Bring back their NXT thing. Like bring them back as a tag team like they were in NXT. but that doesn't solve the issue of solo women. Like,
Right.
we don't have individual women.
Mm-hmm. And
Like,
we have women that have chemistry together,
drop
but then
Raquel
we're
from the
throwing
tag division.
then we're throwing random ass women together when we already have women that have chemistry together.
Hmm.
It's just it's
Drop Raquel from the tag division. Have her go after Bianca. She's a semi credible. I mean, she's a former NXT Women's Champion. Like, she's a credible opponent.
that's about the
If
only other
you,
person you can do it. But that also begs the question: given Raquel's in-ring performance as of late, well, overall, since she's gotten to the main roster, is she ready for that?
no,
Or are we gonna get
she's not
more
ready
of
for.
the? Because I think a lot of the issue with that too is Bianca. A lot of the time has to slow down for these women,
Yeah,
like for these matches, and your you want your PLE matches. You want it to look like and feel like Bianca's going all out.
yeah. And there aren't very many women that do have a can go fast pace
Mm-hmm.
like Asuka. Heck, even now, like, watching like some of Sasha's newer matches, like in New Japan, like, she was slowing herself down
Yeah,
for the other women.
yeah. When people leave WWE, you get a chance in most cases. Let me let me say that. In most cases, you get a chance to see what WWE were not letting them do.
Yeah.
A
And then
perfect
there
example
are
of
the
that is somebody that
cases.
we'll talk about when we start talking about Raw. Um,
There are some cases where they leave the company and they're still just as sloppy.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Then we had Street Profits versus LA Knight and Rick Boogs,
Oh, we skipped
where we
over
where we learn.
AJ and Grayson Waller.
Well,
Oh wait, there's nothing to talk about with them. We've seen that already. Like, they did that before Grayson got called up.
right,
So it's just a rinse and repeat.
rinse and repeat. Because you don't watch NXT, here's what you
And
missed.
here's a new feud for you.
Right. Which also deepens the plot that AJ's not gonna win. So uh it was good to see Rick back in the ring.
Yeah.
However, that move he has, it just looks like he's rocking motherfuckers to sleep. Like like
Oh goodness.
like and I can't really imagine.
Hold on, like he was holding
Yeah.
like
Hmm. Not only to Ford, but to Dawkins as well.
really? I
Yeah.
mean, that's a show of strength, to be fair, but like, yeah, let's not use that as a move often.
And then, and then, walks around the ring. I'm booging out. I'm booging out. Bro, somebody's been watching TikTok a little too much. Bro, like he sounded just like that
How
that Macho Man Randy Savage shit that's going around
does
TikTok.
does he have an energy drink deal?
Huh?
Like, does he have an energy drink deal? Because, like, or no, was he like part of the Twisted Tea commercials for a
I'm
while?
not sure, but if he doesn't, I mean, he'd make a great
He
candidate.
he had some type of deal. Like, WWE was using him for, I think, either an energy drink or it might have been a Twisted Tea commercial, which is interesting because, like, you wouldn't think that WWE would be promoting an alcoholic beverage since they're supposed to be PG.
Right.
But yeah, like that's interesting. Like he might need to calm down with that. Unless they're gonna give him a contract, like unless they're gonna give him some type of deal.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely was weird. Definitely was weird.
I'm gonna have to go
Um,
back and rewatch that.
Montez Ford was an idiot.
Oh shit! I pulled my earbuds out.
Say it again.
I accidentally pulled my earbuds out.
Montez Ford was, being an idiot in the first part of the match, like he always is. We know Mont- Montez is Montez is gonna be Montez, and
Yep.
they
See, that's something that WWE has slightly become predictable. And it's also because the wrestlers have become slightly predictable, and you can tell like by their body language and stuff like that what's coming next.
and then
And I feel like they need to work on, different move sequences. Like, let's do this move like later in the match than we normally would
hmm
to be a little different.
right.
But that's not gonna happen.
So then LA Knight attacks after they lose to the Street Profits. LA Knight attacks Boogs after the match, setting up, I guess, a potential feud between them.
Which, like, what did LA Knight actually contribute to the match? Like, did he contribute to the match? Like, I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention to that match because
So
I
the
knew I
problem
knew
was,
because it
and
was
I
a
think
thrown
the
together
reason
tag
why
team, they weren't gonna win.
I believe the reason why LA Knight was so upset was because um, every time Boogs got into the ring, he he would go off on a wrestling tangent instead of trying to actually win the match. He was just, I'm happy to be here.
I mean,
It's just
it,
it.
he's happy to be back.
Yeah, I
He was
get it.
injured for
A
a year.
long time.
He
And
was
not
out
only
of
did he get to
action
come back,
for
but he
a
got to come back in
year.
ring on TV. And I get that. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ. The next match was I don't know how to pronounce her name. Ulissa Leon,
I think it's Yulissa.
and Valentina Ferris versus Isla Dunn and Alba Fire.
Isladon.
Isla Dunn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, so the tag team that they were facing is actually an NXT tag team.
Yeah, it was a
They're usually
NXT match
on.
altogether, right? Like it was.
Yeah, it was a straight up NXT. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, usually the one team is on Level Up. They haven't truly been on NXT TV. They're on NXT
Mm,
Level Up. So they're still in developmental.
okay.
But yeah, it was essentially an NXT women's tag team match, which it was a good showing for Isla and Alba to, show the main roster what they're working with. I do need them to cut more promos and, bring the witchy vibes that they have in NXT and bring them to the main roster.
It'd be interesting to see. I'm not gonna lie. That match
Because
did not hold my attention very well.
I
Um,
mean, they were two unknown teams that, if you don't watch NXT or NXT Level Up, you had no clue who any of the four women were.
Fair enough. So apparently, Liv is actually hurt, and Raquel, her and Raquel ended up relinquishing the titles. Um,
Sad day for Liv. Also, I don't know if that's in the notes or anything like that, but Dakota Kai also was injured in that same match.
oh no, I heard that So it's not a work. She was actually injured in the match.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Liv was injured. It is a
Mm-hmm.
shoulder injury.
Mm-hmm.
She actually requires surgery, supposedly, apparently.
Okay.
And Dakota Kai actually injured herself in the match, trying to deliver a move to Liv without injuring her further, apparently.
So she tore
So
her
like
ACL trying to protect
she,
Liv.
yep,
Okay.
she screwed herself up by trying to not screw Liv up more,
Mm. Okay. Makes
which is
sense. But they're saying
it's a
that
little
they're
insane.
when Liv gets back, um, she's gonna go through a character change,
Again?
supposedly being repackaged.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
This is like the what, fifth time that they've done a character change for
Yeah.
her?
Yeah. Just don't give us the don't bring Fun Live back. It was cool. It doesn't work. Not if we want her to be serious. It doesn't work.
I kind of like I actually I'll be honest, I miss her NXT. Like she didn't really have a gimmick in NXT. She was just a Jersey girl
Mm-hmm.
in NXT. But like I miss her entrance music specifically for her NXT like time. And there was also an unreleased like um entrance music that she was supposed to have right after the Riot Squad broke up
Mm-hmm.
that they never used, and I'm still mad that they never used it.
Gee.
Because like I guess they didn't like it enough.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure
Yeah, that's
why they didn't use it.
WWE for you. You know.
I
Uh
don't know why I chose to wear earbuds. I know they bothered me.
Austin Theory cut a promo where Sheamus showed up. Bro kicked him in the mouth and then literally did a mic drop. It was the
You said
greatest thing
Austin
on
Theory, and I
TV.
fell asleep.
It was the greatest thing on TV. Um, but what it also furthers what John Cena said. Um, the reason apparently John Cena came back and had a match um, with Theory is because they don't believe that, at least John says that he Theory can't um, Theory can't carry a promo by himself, not a WrestleMania caliber promo.
No,
Um,
Theory can't even carry a pay-per-view like a regular PLE promo. Let's be real. Like
so they
he
were
needs somebody to talk for him.
right. They were in, they were meeting up and trying to figure out what angle they were gonna go with,
Mhm.
and Cena was like, um, you know, Austin is great. He's easy to work with. Um, and but like uh I don't believe you. Like I don't believe in you. Like he told him
Yeah.
that to his face. I don't believe when you
You had
talk, I don't believe you. I
Cena
don't
telling
believe in you. So believe it or not, after he tells them that, that's the direction Cena wanted to go in. He's like, since you
see
don't
Cena
have
was like, we're
since you
going
don't
real
have a
life.
direction that you haven't that of an idea that you want to do, the idea I'm going with is what I just told you. Since I really don't believe in you, guess what?
Good job. Good job. Hurt his feelings IRL and in kayfabe. I love it.
Sheesh. I don't know what I
I know
would do
that's
in that
wrong. I know that's
situation.
wrong of me to be excited about that, but like, oops. I just can't get behind Austin. I didn't like him even in NXT. Like when he was supposed to be a face with, well, actually no, they were never a face. The Way was never like a face group.
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna take for us to like get behind Theory. He's a great in ring talent, and he has something. I, I don't. It's he needs more. Then we had the LWO, Rey and Santos versus the Usos. That match was a um,
I clocked out of SmackDown before that match.
no, that match
So,
was really good. It was, I feel like that was a PLE worthy match.
oh, okay.
Ray and Santos they work very well together. They're very seamless. Um,
Which is it's interesting that they like quickly were able to take Santos and the rest of Legato and make them faces so fast. Like it feels like it was a
and the crowd
quick,
is behind them.
like,
That's the crazy part.
yeah, like it was a quick change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like 1 minute they're heels, and like then all of a sudden Rey Mysterio's like, here's some t-shirts, and
Ray,
they're like
Ray showed up
everything's changed.
with the mind wipe device. We all forgot that they were heels.
Yeah.
Um, they could use, and I was saying this earlier today. They could use the fact that Ray and Santos work so well together as a direct slight to Dom, um, because
Premium live event.
they work like the chemistry, the in ring chemistry that Ray and Santos has, in my opinion. Um, Premium live event. I'm sorry. Um, the um, the amount of uh, chemistry, in ring chemistry that Ray and Santos has, um, in my
Which is
opinion, they have more in ring
interesting.
chemistry than Ray and Dom had.
That
And
like I was just about to say that like it's very interesting, and like the fact that the father-son duo that like Ray is the one who trained Dom, and they don't have as much chemistry as
but
like
I think
somebody
a lot
that
of it
like he
is
just got paired up with.
right, but a lot of it is Santos can move in that luchador
Mm,
space, and Dom is so big that he can't.
yeah, he's too tall for Lucha. Like he's too tall to be a high flyer, which he's trying to imitate, and
Hmm.
it doesn't work.
And Jay, once again, I've always said this. I've always said this. Jay showed us why I always say that Jay is the better wrestler.
Yeah.
That um
I mean, he's main event Jey Uso. Let he may be Roman's bitch right now, but he is still main event Jey Uso.
that 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 net breaker uh, that he pulled off was a thing of beauty, and it's Jesus Christ. Um, and then at the end of the match, Sammy and KO come out and cost the Usos the match. I love when Sammy and KO are faces, but they do heel shit. Like that that does something to me every time I see it.
Sammy and KO do heel stuff? No, no, never. They would never interfere in a match or, do some underhanded dirty tactics. They would
and then
never.
and then um on Raw. I was trying to find a audio drop for this, but on Raw, KO uh, dedicates the win over Roman and Solo to the Usos.
Kevin Owens is amazing, and he's amazing.
It definitely is. Definitely
And
is.
I aspire to be as petty as Kevin Owens
Yeah,
is.
his level of petty is unmatched. I will definitely say that. I will definitely say that. So then we come to Raw. Raw opens up with Cody showing up to the arena and getting the ever living shit kicked out of him by Brock. Um,
They are drawing that out way too much.
I don't know. So I'm kind of here for it though. And the reason being I think is because I feel like Cody is the only person active on the roster that can stand up and take Brock's real level of brutality
Hmm.
and be okay with it. Like Cody enjoys the brutality of um, Cody enjoys the brutality of matches and the brutality and like getting hurt and taking insane bumps. He loves that shit. He did that shit his
Hmm.
whole time that he was in AEW.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta slow yourself down though, and space out those insane things.
I agree. It's
Because
still cool to see
you're
though.
gonna end up wearing yourself out to the point that you're gonna have to retire well before you're ready to retire.
Right. I agree. I agree. Um, it's still like I said, it's still cool to see though. It is definitely still cool to see. Um, oh, I didn't know what that meant. Kohlberg, if you're still here, thanks for the resub, bud. I did not. I saw it come through, but I didn't recognize what it meant. I apologize. Um, so Heyman shows up on Monday Night Raw and cut a promo against uh, Sammy and KO to officially start the show. Um, and that's where.
Here's my thing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Heyman was drafted to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of the number one draft pick, and his name was officially part of that draft.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on SmackDown where you belong. Like, you were drafted to SmackDown. You are officially a SmackDown. I mean, I wouldn't say superstar because he's not wrestling, but he is officially a SmackDown person. Don't come to Raw and cut a promo. Do it on SmackDown. Because Kevin and Sammy travel between the shows.
I
Like, they're the
agree.
ones who travel, not you.
I agree. I agree. But
Like, I feel
if
like that Roman's side of this feud should only be played out on SmackDown. That way it causes us to want to watch SmackDown versus having Paul show up on Raw and cutting a promo, and it's like, okay, so I don't have to watch SmackDown now because he's gonna reiterate it again.
yeah, I can see that. I agree with that. I get it. I get it.
Because it's also taking away time from Raw superstars. Which
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I don't enjoy about like when they do the superstar shakeup and stuff like that. It's like you brought this SmackDown person over when there's somebody on the Raw roster sitting back in catering. that could have had this time.
Right. And I don't know if you know, but even if they don't or are not on the TV on TV,
Hmm.
even if they're not on TV, they're required to be in the arena.
Yeah, which is absolutely insane. Like, if I'm not gonna be on TV, what's the point of me showing up? Like, yeah, I get there could be a last minute, like, oh, here, go out there real quick. We need you to, take this L to this person.
Right.
But like, why?
I I don't know.
Like, if you're bringing over a SmackDown person, why do I have to be here?
I mean, that's true. That's true. I tell you what, though, the belts look good on Sammy. Um, I think he's ready for a mid card title reign. I feel like he's at least earned that much. Um, but I would like to see him and KO for just a little while longer. Um,
I wish that the United States title was still on Raw instead of on SmackDown. That way he could go
it
after
makes
the
sense,
United States title
right? It makes sense because that's your 3 hour show,
because he's already been Intercontinental Champion.
right?
Like, let him go after the United States title so that he can get, his second mid card title so that when he goes for the world title again
Hmm.
and eventually wins it, he gets to be a Grand Slam.
True, true. So
That's how I think about it. Because if he ends up going for the main card after this, he'll only be a Triple Crown, and it's like that's
right,
not, you know, that's a accomplishment, but it's not the accomplishment.
right. What do you think it would take? What do you think Sammy would have to do? Um, what do you think
Uh,
Sammy would have to do in order to be seen as a contender, a viable contender for the big accomplishment?
I mean, he did main event back. Not he did main event. What was it? What was the pay-per-view before WrestleMania?
Um,
Like, he main evented against Roman, and then he main evented WrestleMania night one of WrestleMania. Like, he's ready for a, the main title. He's just
I mean, getting him
him and
there
him and
and
Kevin. They need to be a tag team for a little while, and then one of them's gonna turn on the other, like they always do.
getting him there and
Because
um,
he's over with the crowd,
mhm.
but it's management that's got to finally realize, hey, he could be our champion for, even if it's a short reign, he could be our champion for maybe a few months.
I think they
That
could get him
like
there and make a valuable story. My concern would be his reign.
Yeah, it would end up
Um,
being a short reign. It wouldn't be a, year long reign. It would probably be a 3 month. He wins, like, he potentially wins Money in the Bank and then gets it that way, possibly. I doubt that would actually happen, but and watch that happens and we go back to watch this. Stay out of here, WWE writers,
so
or
then,
give me a paycheck.
well, yeah. So then we find out that um, yeah, you'll probably definitely hear it next week. Um, I think that Shinsuke and Damien is interesting. Um,
that that would be an interesting matchup.
I think that that is definitely interesting. Um, I need to see more, but I like kind of where it's going. Um,
I wouldn't mind another Finn Balor Shinsuke match, just because like they work well together. But at the same time, we don't want them facing each other too many times because then it'll end up getting stale and, the crowd, well, we saw this already last week or we
right,
saw this 2 weeks ago.
right. Which kind of
But
feels like
like
what they're the way that they're headed between, like, it feels like Brock and Cody might end up being another Brock and Roman. But at least it's
I'm not
to
ready for
me,
that.
at least it's interesting this time around.
I,
Part
I
two
really am not ready for
seems
that.
interesting to me. I am here for Becky versus Trish. The only thing, and correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, the wrestling historians, please let me know. Right? But Trish talking about how, paving the way and talking about about the work they put in.
Hmm.
I remember it a little bit differently though. Like, um, I remember women back in Trisha's era not being able to put on the type of matches that are being put on today. I remember them not being allowed to
They
fight the way that they fight now.
they weren't allowed to. They weren't allowed
They were
to.
more eye candy than everything, than
Yeah,
anything else.
absolutely.
And
During Trish and Lita's era, they were stuck in that they were stuck in the whole eye candy, you know, they couldn't do big spots, nothing. Like
right,
I think they main evented Raw one time back then.
and so I say that to say, like,
Also, educate me, Danny, because I was not watching wrestling truly back then. I just, have seen clips.
I say that to say, we knew Trish can, and I'm not taking anything away from Trish,
Mhm.
Lita, or any of the women back then, but I remember it differently. I remember because they weren't allowed to fight the way that the men fought. That the women's matches were when you went to go get snacks or went to the
Yeah.
bathroom or
Unfortunately.
like, um, yo, Mike, this what's going on? But yeah, it right. The time was limited. They, you know, it you could say, and I will agree
They
that
always did that to the women.
toward the end of the Trish and Lita era, they were starting to allow them to fight, like really fight. But for the most part, it was yeah, panty matches and puppies and shit. You know, like
They were
uh
fighting over who was gonna be the cover or the centerfold for Playboy.
right, like
Like,
they used to have like matches where they spanked each other and shit. Like, um, which brings me to Becky's promo at the signing. Becky, as I was thinking it, Becky in some form, shape, or fashion said it. Um, she she basically were she said that people, the crowd, remembers Trish as being better than she actually was.
yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
and that
But
and that
Trish did Trish did kind of hold her own
no, 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 no,
in
like I
that
said,
Mania match.
I'm not I'm not I'm not disputing Trish can
Her
fight.
current,
Right. Trish can fight. Trish can keep up. But that that wasn't
Yeah.
what that
The
era
the time
was.
the timing the time that she was in originally in WWE
Right.
was totally different than
Right.
what it is today, and people are forgetting that, and they're trying to make people forget that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they won't even mention the Divas title, which is frustrating. Like they still call it they call it the women's title. Like they will refer to it as the women's title instead of the Divas title. And it's like, no, it was the Divas title. There was a women's title at that time, and there was the Divas title at that time
Yep.
until they finally dropped the women's title. Like, show some respect to those women while also still pushing forward.
Right. Right.
But like, don't also try to erase the fact that y'all had them doing, you know, bra and panty matches or matches to be the, centerfold.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that
Playboy
butterfly belt
matches and shit.
alone. Leave the butterfly belt alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree. I agree.
That's actually one of the, if I could afford to buy, a replica title, that would be one of the ones
The
that I would
butterfly belt.
get. Yeah, I would. I would get it and put it right behind me. If I could afford one, they actually have a Bella Twins one that I would want. There's a legitimate like red, white, and plaid Bella Twin title that I wouldn't mind getting. But no, I would want the classic Divas title.
So that about covers Raw and SmackDown. I know we kind of sped up Raw a little bit. Um,
I mean, it was already a 3 hour. Raw was a 3 hour show. It needed to be sped up.
um, but even in the 90-minute version of Raw on Hulu, there wasn't really much there. Um, so, with that being said, I need to create a drop for mouth when we switch over to mouth. Huh? That would be awesome. Uh, but in the main Academy Wrestling Federation, the next event this Sunday is Mouth Ever After.
I
Um,
am so excited for it.
yeah, this is gonna be nice.
I am ready to see, like, I'm excited for the matches, but I'm also excited to see everybody's creativity for their gear because of it being a fantasy themed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, PLE. And, personally, I cranked out three I cranked out three looks in, a 2 hour in a 2 hour span, and then right after that I ended up doing another set of gear for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see them actually in action.
Man, let me tell you, between you and Josh and Danny, Jesus Christ.
Don't forget
Uh,
about Thick. Thick's been
who?
making some good gear
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah,
Thick has been making some good gear
thick,
too.
yeah, thick. She did her thing. Um, so the first Darkest Dungeon match is Fatty, Yana, Danny, Razor, Coco, and Mai. I am curious to know who you got.
I'm a little just a tad bit, just a tad bit bitter about the Darkest Dungeon match since Rose didn't qualify. Just a smidge. But I mean, I feel like I'm potentially gonna give it to three different people: Danny, Razor, or Mai, depending on where they are in the match. Because, you know, you get put in a pod and you're one of the last people to come out,
Hmm.
then you have a better chance of, you got a better chance.
Right. Here's the problem. Here's the problem as I see it. If Razor gets put in one of the later pods, I'm gonna go Razor. But the issue with Razor that I've seen happen time and time again is when it comes to a match where it's
Hmm.
multiple competitors,
Yeah. The
she
multi,
doesn't do well. She now you ain't just gonna kick her ass. That's not gonna happen. But she struggles when it's more than one person.
yeah.
Um,
But I'm actually gonna go. I think I am gonna go Mai. Like Mai has been a
I
problem.
think I think it's gonna probably come down to if Razor doesn't take it, it's probably gonna
Hmm.
come down to Coco and Mai.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Which, to be honest with you, if it's not Razor, because I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm invested in Razor,
Hmm.
but if it's not Razor, then I think my that this will be the perfect time.
I would enjoy
This will be the a
Mai's
perfect,
and
especially with what's going on with Josh right now.
mhm.
This will be a perfect time for Mai to say, you know what?
It's my time to shine.
Right.
But yeah, I would enjoy a Mai's and feud for the title. I wouldn't mind a Danny's and feud or even a Razor and Zuri. Like those three feuds sound fun. Like they really sound fun.
Yeah. It I'm good either way. Either way it falls, like it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be interesting, and it's going to give us something. It's going to give us something.
I
Uh,
think Razor just beat. Actually, yes, Razor did just beat Zuri last week.
oh yeah, she did. She
So I
did.
mean, she does have a one up on the champion.
She did.
Don't bring it up to the
Um,
80. She's trying to make it in the tag. Well,
so
well, she's in a main card. She's in a match for the main title. Like to be number one contender for a main title. So let her be where she is for the moment.
so in the men's darkest dungeon match, we have Blue versus DJ the Don, or or DJ the Legend Killer, uh,
Oof.
or the Veteran Killer, or whatever whatever you subscribe
He
to.
is the king of mouth.
Yeah,
He
the current
is
king of mouth,
king.
uh,
He is the king.
versus Chris Panda versus the Clown Basu versus Mod
I'm
versus
out. You
Chief
said you
Perry.
said clown. I'm out.
So
I don't do clowns.
so here's the thing. It depends. I would say DJ the Don, right? I would
If
say
he's
DJ.
in the if he's in the early part of the match, he could potentially get taken out because
Here's
it's a multi-person match.
if it's a straight up match, it's gonna probably come down to DJ or Blue. I believe.
I could see that.
However, Chris has shown us that in multi-person matches, you make him mad enough, pandas don't always sleep. Uh, but then there's Basu, right? Like, so if it's not a straightforward match,
That damn clown.
and the clown exercises his power, then everybody's going to hell in a clown suit, and Basu walks
Uh,
out victorious, which
mm.
even furthers which even furthers his agenda, right? Like it the I think what would be telling of what
I'm
would be
just glad that
telling
I'm
of
just
what
glad
will
Lewis is on Emergence and not on After Dark because I don't do clowns, and from what I've been told, Lewis does not fuck with clowns either. So Lewis will happily stay on Emergence.
so what what I think in order to call this one, we need to see where Josh's head is at after uh when After Dark happens. Um the reason why I say that is because we don't know the full extent of Basu's power.
Mm, true.
Um and no,
Oh,
I'm not taking anything away from Chief. I'm not taking anything away from Chief at all.
the fact
The
that
on-
he has such a winning streak over let me actually pull up his he is currently 5-2.
Mhm.
Like there are a few people who can't say that they have 5 matches that they have won.
What we
Like
do know, what
there
we
are a
have
few
found
people
out,
who are, undefeated,
right?
like undefeated, but like he's 5-2. Like he's got a good record. But it's also a multi-person match, and I'm not sure if we've
Right.
seen Chief in too many multi-person matches to determine how well he could do.
And that's my issue is how well he can do in multi-person. We already know that Chief can take a beating and still
Hmm.
walk out winning. Like we've seen
Hmm.
it. I'm not discounting Chief at all. I'm not overlooking him.
Yeah.
Hail to the motherfucking Chief. But in a multi-person match against people that had already shown they can be very dominant in a multi-person match, I don't know where he falls in that.
Mm.
I would be very comfortable saying that it would probably come down in a straightforward match. Last three: Blue, DJ, and Chris Panda.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Um, Next, we have Twitchy Lena versus Queen Cold for the Women's Rise Up Championship.
So
We
I have
just
a
got.
I have a personal bias for that match. Also,
Yeah, we just got
ooh.
Anonymous gifted 5 subs. Thank you so much to my anonymous gifter. I appreciate you so much.
Words are hard sometimes.
Yeah, word. Yeah, definitely. Um, Twitchy Lena versus Queen Cole for the Women's Rise Up Championship. I don't know. This
So
one,
I have a personal bias because Queen Cold is a long time client as far as getting gear made by me
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, I am always rooting for Queen Cold.
No,
That
so
is just my personal bias.
in this match, right? In this match, in this match, I want I love Twitchy Lena and her story, the come up story. Um, but let's not forget Queen Cold is also in the middle of um her redemption story too.
Yeah.
So like it's not necessarily like top of the mountain versus the underdog here. It's Queen Cold had a long time where she was um like down in the dumps,
Hmm.
like to the point where she almost lost her contract, bro. Like if we're gonna be real about it, like she almost got future endeavored, and for her to come back and be where she is, it
Also, we gotta ask what's her headspace at the moment, since Cold's been missing for so long.
well, that's true. We don't know if that's gonna play a factor in it either.
Like she could get distracted. Yeah, no, ma'am.
Also,
But like
also
she
that's also what Perry has against him too in that other match is like Basu's
He
in
was
that
in
match.
so many matches with Basu, and his headspace, like, we don't know what his headspace is.
Right. We don't know what the ramifications of having a match with someone with the powers of the Clown Prince has on people. Like we just don't know. Um I don't know just by cruising Josh's Twitter, um he seems to be fine, but we won't know that you know, until
Also,
Friday night.
I'm concerned for Josh because of the fact that Basu bit him. Like,
Right. He did bite him.
what was that about? Like, he
Imagine
bit him.
imagine having to go home and explain to Sammy where these bite marks came from. Like
Oof. Yikes. That is yes, Basu bit
he
Josh
tried to
during
eat
their
that man.
match.
He tried to eat that man. He
Like,
didn't just bite him. He
uh, uh,
he looked like
we
a zombie on top of this man.
we gotta wonder if he might have some type of venom, venom in his teeth, because
Yeah.
that's a little scary.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure what's happening with that, but it's gonna make for an interesting match. I can promise you that.
He's something.
Then we have Amy Lee versus Yanni. My only concern, well, not only concern, there are a few concerns I have about this match. One, with the drama that's going on, or better yet, with the chaos that's going on within the Phantoms, how is that? What does that do for Yanni, or do to Yanni in this
Yeah.
matchup?
I mean, Yanni's advocate currently is, talking trash about Yanni in your chat right now. I'm conflicted in this match because as much as I want Amy to actually have an amazing title run,
Mm-hmm.
and, I want her to do what's best for her. I don't want her to drop the title to Yanni because I want her back with Rush Hour. Like, I want her back with Violet as Rush Hour.
Well, that might
And,
happen.
you know, they
That
need they need to be back as a team.
let's not forget. Let's not forget. We have Karma in waiting in the wings. Like like who's to say what's gonna
That
happen in this match?
crazy
You have
witch.
on Yanni's side, you have the Phantoms and whatever's going and the chaos that's going on over there. Then um, on Amy's side, you have the reemergence of Karma and taking the title away, like effectively
She
trying to
is
steal the title, bro. So like,
Karma is a literal witch. Like it's not even me trying to be funny and use colorful wording. She is a literal witch.
right?
She I'm afraid that she might actually have some spells that she might be casting on this match to
It
cause some extra chaos.
it um
Yes, Lewis was not at fault for that lighting incident. Uh, Also, I would like to point out Lewis has not been at fault for any of the lighting incident. That is his intern that it has been fucking around with the lights, and apparently his intern has been getting paid to do all those light shows. And they will be handled.
so yeah, we just don't know which way this match is gonna go, man. Like it 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 it, it can. It's so much surrounding it. Like you know what I mean. Like they are great competitors in their own right, but there's so much going on around them that it's gonna be hard. It's hard to call. Um,
I'm
but
I'm excited to see how this match goes,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
like I said, I'm conflicted because again, I want Amy to have an amazing run and you know be her own person, but at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, I need her back with Violet. Like I need Lee and Carter back. Like they gotta be back together. Rush Hour is not the same without her. Like you need all three. You need Chelsea, Violet, and Amy to be Rush Hour. It like they're not the same.
Yeah. So then we have Cam versus Zero for the Who's Next championship.
Hmm?
I gotta
I'm going
say,
Cam.
even though Zero is a dominant fighter,
I'm
Cam,
I'm definitely going Cam.
I gotta say Cam. Like, don't get me
Cam has
wrong.
been amazing in the
Like
ring.
taking nothing away from Zero at all. Like, bro does his thing in the ring, but Cam solved an issue. Cam solved a problem that nobody else was able to solve. Nobody. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
So I gotta go Cam. I
Going
gotta go
court. Oh my
Cam.
goodness.
He has um he has proven himself by doing the one thing that nobody else has seemed to be able to do. Even collectively.
I'm
Even
excited
collectively.
to see who wins and then who's gonna challenge. Like who's gonna be the first to challenge whoever wins. Because it opens up the possibility for a lot of interesting
It
matches.
does. Either way that one goes, I can promise you two things. It's going to be a great match,
Yeah, definitely.
and the stories that come out of it are going to be just as
Oh, there
good.
are going to be so many good stories that potentially come out of either win.
So then we have Josh versus an undisclosed competitor for the Swamtown Championship.
Since we don't know who Josh's opponent is, we can't really determine who, you know, the outcome for that. Like,
But in that space, who on the roster right now
I don't know.
could could go through Josh and survive?
Because Josh is currently undefeated.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He is currently 5-0. Like, I don't know, like, looking at the After Dark roster, like, I don't see anybody who could take him on and be successful. Because all the other people who have a similar record to him are in the Darkest Dungeon.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be interesting.
It is definitely going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. I don't know who the competitor is, um, but they're going to have their hands full. Whoever it is, I don't envy them. Because being across the ring from Josh, it it's gonna be a struggle. It's definitely gonna be a struggle. Then we have versus Tobias and Darrow versus the Bully Club.
That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. Is Rock Jones actually gonna show up?
And therein lies the problem. Therein
That
lies
that's
the problem.
that's my question. Like, is Rock Jones actually going to show up? Because he left his tag team partner, high and dry last
Right.
week.
He did. He did. With no
Yes, it was a
explanation.
singles match, but like he still could have accompanied his tag team partner to the
Right.
ring, but unfortunately didn't.
Then we got Daddy Kush versus Rush Hour for the tag team titles. The women's tag team titles, should I say.
I need Rush Hour to prove how dominant. Like, they need to bring back the dominance that they had from last year.
And see, this is
And
where you're going to hate me, Yates.
you you I they
This is
held
where
the
you're going to
titles for
hate me,
a
Yates.
while. It's
Because
time. It's time for other people to hold the title.
it may be time. Dis I don't dispute that. But
Daddy Kush has been on a streak, if I'm not mistaken.
Daddy Kush together are just something else
Also,
entirely.
it's not the true Rush Hour. It's Violet and Chelsea, not Amy and Violet. So that's another point
Well,
for the
that's true.
situation.
That's true. And if you get what you want, we'll see how they fare. But Daddy Kush
Yeah.
has, like, I don't see that match going any other way, unfortunately.
I feel like what I want is for the titles to come back to Rush Hour, you know, but at the same time, I feel like Daddy Kush is going to end up retaining. Just like just based off of how Rush Hour lost the titles
Hmm.
last month. Violet was the one who got pinned. Like, if Violet wouldn't have been the one who got pinned, and if it would have been somebody else in that triple threat match that had gotten pinned that wasn't part of Rush Hour, I would have been like, yeah, Rush Hour, legitimately could win the titles back. But the fact that Violet was the one that got pinned, like, it does have me questioning a little bit.
I get it. I get it. 100%.
It could also be Violet thrown off because of the fact that she was she was partnering with Chelsea instead of Amy. And she was worried for Amy being off by herself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
But we'll find out how that goes.
That's true. I gotta stick with my guns on this one. I don't see it going any other
That's
way.
fair. That is completely fair.
So
Because
then we have
they have been an amazing tag team.
then we have the match that I am personally looking forward to, not just because I have a vested interest, but it's gonna be a great match. Like
Well, I
it
personally
is
have,
going to be an amazing match. MD WAP, um, I believe this is their rematch clause.
this is the rematch clause, yes.
Um,
If they
MD WAP
if
versus the Knights of Creole, um, for the rematch of the tag team titles. And what makes this match interesting is two things are at stake here. It is not just the titles. The Knights are going into this match undefeated. So if
yeah,
they fall here,
they
the
lose their
streak is
undefeated
broken.
streak, they lose their titles. If they win, they continue their undefeated streak. They earn their rematch clause for when they eventually, like, if they
Right.
do eventually lose the titles. I I am hoping hoping that the Knights win. Also,
I
I
trust
need
me,
to look at
I
their
want
gear
the
and
Knights
at
to
their logo.
win, but I do want the Knights to win. But I do understand the amount of bragging rights that MD WAP would have if they won. Because they could say that not only did they win the titles back and that they are the current champions, but then they also could say that they are the ones that broke the streak.
Yeah, that's a scary thought. Like having your undefeated streak and losing the titles. Ooh,
Oh, that is a great question.
he's been injured since Royal. Oh,
Yeah, we haven't seen him since then.
I've got my popcorn ready for that match.
We haven't seen him since then. That's gonna be it, well. It's I that match is gonna be nice. That's all I can say. Like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nice. Um, it
I'm excited to see their gear personally. Because I did make their make the shell of their gear, but I didn't actually see what it looks like on them. So I'm excited for that. And also I'm excited to see the changes, the tweaks that got done to the gear.
boy, you're doing more than surviving. You just got approved for your new apartment. You should be celebrating somewhere. Um, so yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited for that match. It's going to be very nice. It is going to be something worth talking about, regardless of how it falls.
Also, if
It
Alan
has
needs any if
like
Alan needs any energy drinks before the match, I can tell him where Lewis's stash is because Lewis does have a few different stashes of Red Bulls around most of the arenas.
That's another question. Both Lewis, excuse me, both Allen and Nuke both have tempers. What's if they lose? What's gonna happen?
Oh, shoot. The tag team division needs
Because
to
you gotta
run.
understand, the crowd loves Allen, but they ain't exactly faces. Like,
Alan would never.
what do you mean? Allen has been going around
Al-
telling people to suck it since he got back, since the
He
beginning of season
would
two.
never. He is innocent. My client is innocent.
Allen, uh, Allen, 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 and Nuke both have anger issues. We saw Allen beat up somebody brutally that was like 3 times his size.
Allegedly.
No, we saw it. We have documentation proving it. And
Allegedly.
then and then Nuke, I believe, got like hit in the face and then just like went ape shit. Like, Jesus Christ. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna
Seems we can
happen.
work on that. We can work on that gear option.
Um, what is interesting to me about the current state of mouth right now is the possibility of like what we don't know, everything that we don't know about uh about Basu and what's going on there. Um, it
I, I'm afraid. I am afraid. Also, if there is any clown shenanigans that ends up popping up in the women's division or anything like that, um, Rose, Chelsea, and Rush Hour will be requesting their release from the company. Um, Lewis and Nate and Grant will also be running from the company.
I mean it I mean, but it's possible though. Like, we don't
Because
know.
we don't mess with
We don't know
clowns.
exactly how the stranger came to be. So we don't know what type of power that the
Yeah?
that Basu has. Like, and from and breaking news, the stranger makes his in-ring debut Friday. So we're about to see exactly what is going to happen, like what
Hmm.
being under Basu actually means.
I'm 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 excited and nervous for the Strangers, in-ring debut.
I don't know if you've seen Twitter, um, but apparently, uh, Be Nice didn't like the fact that, or it rubbed him a little wrong that uh, he was reminded of his loss to Smooth Johnson. Um,
Hmm?
so he
You
took it upon
you
himself to,
you win
uh,
some, you lose some.
well, apparently he wants another shot, and he doesn't even care if the title is on the line. He just wants to fight.
Thank goodness the title's not online because you've already lost your shots. Like you gotta earn back your shots.
Yeah,
Like you can't just call like, hey, I want a title match against you. No, you gotta earn it. So it's a good thing that it's a non-title match, potentially.
true, but
It's just gotta be
the
approved.
only thing that I worry about is uh that
What's lose me?
well, n- I worry about that nasty ass spitting he does.
That nasty move needs to be banned.
He needs an ass whooping. That's what he needs. His people didn't like teach him not to spit on folks. Like Jesus Christ. Like it's fucking rude, bro. Like
That move needs to be banned. The water needs to be banned from the arena.
no,
Like
that water. Dasani needs to be banned from the planet. Is what needs to happen. Dasani is by far the worst water you can buy. You'd be you'd be better off buying great value water than
oh
buying
gosh.
Dasani water.
I was about to say, yeah, we choose great value over Dasani for our cats. Like we don't even give our cats tap water. We give them bottled water, and we choose the great value over Dasani when we buy them water.
So you understand what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
not at all. And one last piece of breaking news, and you heard it here first, folks. Crystal Ma and Sugar will face off in the infamous fight pit match, where the only thing that will be allowed is you either have to get knocked out or you have to quit or submit. That's the only way you win. Either you are unconscious or you
I'm
give up.
excited. I'm excited. That is going to be an amazing
And see, I was
match.
in the process of like revamping the intro video for Mouth After Dark.
Hmm.
That can't happen until I have the clips from Friday night. Cause that match is going to be fire.
Yeah.
That's a crew match. That's
I'm excited. I don't think we've ever had a fight pit. Have we ever had a fight pit
never,
match?
never.
Oh, look at there, the clip behind you. Mm. Mm-hmm. We see her.
So the
Is that
the power rankings for week of May 21st, season 2, week 8. On the emergence side, we have Razor Sims at number 1. Queen Cold is at number 2.
hmm
Super Smooth Johnson is number 3. Everybody's favorite locker room leader, Blue, is at number 4.
we do have the correct power rankings.
I don't know. When it comes to like the title of locker room leader, Smooth seemed to be giving Blue a little run for his money because his last promo lit some fire.
Yeah.
We have Zero
I
at number
mean,
5. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Blue might Blue might want a vacation from, having to rally the troops.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
he's been the one rallying the troops for a
2 seasons.
while
2
now.
seasons.
So he might be ready for some, sit back and let somebody else, tell everybody off.
Yeah, that's true. Zero is at number 5. Mod is at number 6. And would you
Okay.
believe if you told me this man would even be in top 10 last probably about a good 2 weeks ago, I'd have said you was lying. But Vash is
Hey,
at number 7.
he had a big moment.
He did have a big moment. He definitely had a big moment. Um, Twitchy Lena is at number 8.
Okay, good for her.
Cam is at number 9. But after Sunday,
He's after Sunday he'll be higher.
yeah, he'll definitely be higher. Um, and Twitchy 5 is at number 10. Um, Twitchy Lena and Twitchy 5 being in the top 10 is a redemption story all on its own.
Hmm.
So like there's a lot that is going on um, in mouth if you know where to pay attention. So I don't want to ever hear anybody say that like there's nothing going on here because damn it you'd be lying.
Yeah.
Um, on Mouth After Dark, DJ the Don Mouth After Dark. I don't know why I put that th in there. I was channeling somebody, I guess. Um,
Please don't.
uh, DJ the Don is at number 1.
Where he should be. As
Josh
being undefeated and being the legend killer, like he should be exactly where he is.
Josh is at number 2. Zinda is at number 3. Oh, this is a solid ass lineup.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Uh, Chief is at number 4. Shiny
Yeah.
P is at number 5. The Creole King is at number 6.
Okay.
Yanni is at number 7.
Good job, Yanni. You deserve it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mai is at number 8. The Macho Glint is at number 9. And we round this list out with
No clowns.
with the
No
Mad
clowns.
Clown.
No
The Mad Clown
clowns.
Basu um is number 7.
Yanni, what is your beef with Yanni? Like, what has Yanni done to you for you to be so rude and hurtful towards her?
Oh, I think I was wrong, and I need to correct something. The Fight Pit match will not happen Friday night. That is a PLE match. So I was wrong in that. I apologize. I retract that statement. It's still going to be a great match either way.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
It's
gonna be an
still going to be
amazing
a great match
match.
either way. I I can't wait. It like it is definitely because those two um we've seen Crystal get brutal. We've
Yeah.
seen um we've seen Crystal get brutal. We know how dangerous Sugar can be. The only thing sweet
If
about
I'm
that
not
kid is
mistaken,
her name.
Sugar was the final two
Mm-hmm.
in that over the top rope in the 10 woman rumble.
She was.
Like
She
she
was.
was she was that was a brutal match on its own. Like the ending of that match was a brutal match between her and Yanni. So I'm interested to see how it goes with her and Crystal Moss, especially since it's a knockouts or knockouts and submission only. Like
Knockouts and
somebody's
submissions only. It
somebody's
is.
somebody's leaving
Wanna do the
that
Steve
match
Urkel dance? All you have to do
injured.
is hitch up
Like there's no way around it.
your
Somebody is
bend your
leaving
knees
that
and
match.
stick out your pelvis. I'm telling you, baby.
Yeah, it's wild. It's going to be.
He
It's
is better than I
going to be something. It is definitely going to be something. Basquid over here causing chaos.
And see, I'm mad that I can't hear. Like, with guest star, you can't hear anything that's going on with the stream. And like, if I end up pulling up, like, if I end up unmuting the stream on like my other tab, then I'm gonna hear myself back.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. But
Um,
but hitting the buttons when they show up is the fun.
yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a shame that I don't know if it's OBS or whatever it is, but for a while the video in the background has been kind of glitchy. All of my browser sources seem to be tripping. But yeah, you did. You did, Steve. You definitely did.
That beautiful figure 8.
So the time has come, Yates. We need to pick somebody to show some love to.
All right, let me real quick open this up and see who is live and how long people have been live for. Because we don't want to go into somewhere they've been on for forever and you're gonna get off soon.
With browser sources or just in general code?
I mean, it's OBS. Are we surprised?
Right, true.
Haven't been here in a while. I'll real quick message you.
While we're waiting on Yates, can I?
I'm sending you a message now.
Okay. Can we get the? Can we get the raid command up for a second here?
Is that
people-
is that a mod only command, or can anybody
bel-
toss that in your chat?
I believe it is. Yep, it has to be.
Ah, boo. Fair.
Oh,
That's
it didn't
that's
even
fair to
work.
make that.
Oh, great.
Oh, no. So that's something I'm gonna actually probably show you with the Stream Deck is creating a button to go ahead and put your raid message in yourself.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I turned Stream Elements off. Like I don't even
Oh,
have
no.
the because it was tripping earlier.
'Cause Stream Elements has been putting messages in your chat frequently, or you like turned off all your commands.
I turned off all the commands in
Mm.
Stream Elements. Yeah, so that's why that happened. Do. So we are going to go holler at Golden Nubian. They are playing Tears of the Kingdom. And so even if they are not your cup of tea, please hang out and at least stay for the raid. That way, we can show love. And then if you want to drop out, you can definitely do that. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Thank everybody for coming through. There's the raid command.
Thank you again.